Hey, John, did you know that the nursery song Baa Baa Black was first digitally send a computer to space? Hey, did you know that in 1960, Humpty Dumpty was named the alcoholic drink by the 17th century? Hey, did you know that
Shut up!
I'm just trying to inform you on some stuff, John. You don't have to get... Oh, I'm sorry.
Kensil Culture. Puppets, props, puns, podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another volume of Kensil Culture, the pop culture magazine. And here I am, sitting beside the main man himself, somebody who is the commissar of wit and the ambassador of pop. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, John Kensil.
Hey, people out there who hate soap. I'm John Kensil here. I look like a bloated Greg the Hammer Valentine. I'm here with the Legendary Wid, who will be taping his live special on November 18th at 1675 at the Ridges up in Bristol, Pennsylvania, behind the Chamonix Mall, behind the Oakford Inn. And, the Oakford Inn is not there anymore, but Legendary Wid with his snappy suit jacket on right now.
Hey, John had bought this jacket. He said it was XXL, okay? And it rounded up, it was just a Roman numeral, okay?
Yeah,
it wasn't the actual size. And... John, and it's, I guess it's made in Rome or something like that. But it was a pretty good costume. And I thought I thought that around Halloween, okay.
It just passed.
Which just passed. And we did some work and we made some observations on this. But in this book of Curious Minds, John, all right, with Einstein on the cover, it says right here that in 1959, a California dentist named William Shine handed out laxative-laced candy, okay, for Halloween. Many believe that this gave rise to the urban myth of razor blades being placed in candy. Now, John, what did you do this Halloween, and what did you go as?
I gave out X-Lax. And I gave out. I had. I gave out razor blades stuffed with apples.
I used to do that joke and have a physical razor within an apple.
You know, it's funny.
Disposable.
It's funny you brought that up though about the guy doing that. Mm-hmm. Like that story went on for years. In fact, local hospitals, they still have it. If the parents want to bring their candy and stuff they got in, they'll X-ray to make sure there's nothing in it. And I used to think, what's worse, getting candy or candy that's radiated? Right. Next year, the kid has like 3 eyes. Oh, what are you supposed to be?
Like candy, the radium girls.
Yeah, my candy got X-ray last year. But now there has been stories around where people found like pins and stuff in their right. And when they did the investigation, almost every single time they found out, the kid did it himself. And the one time it was a little bit different. It was a parent trying to poison their kids because the kid got lippy. Like, I'm not raking those leaves. I'll kill you. So, but
that's why I never had children.
Now, no, wait, you have glasses.
Yeah.
In the Philadelphia area, and there's a night before Halloween. It's called Mischief Night.
Right. Or Devil Night or Hell Night.
Fire Night.
We used to call it Wreck Up Night in Cranford, New Jersey.
And the night before that, it's called Ramen
that culture is everywhere.
Yeah, no, in Detroit, I think it's called Fire Night. Firebug Night. They would light fires. Now, did you ever do anything on Mischief Night, like pranks?
I think that I threw in the biggest house in our neighborhood. I think that we all got together because of jealousy, and we never saw anybody going in and out of the giant house that was on top of the hill in our neighborhood. And we did the traditional stuff, John. We were traditional kids. We threw the toilet paper over the trees. And right. I think we actually planted a toilet on the front lawn, okay, and turned their lights right on that toilet. I think I've seen that in movies even. But we actually did that because, we're wild kids and jealous of this guy in a big mansion.
When we were kids, we would have soap up car windows. And I remember one time
we did the soaping too.
I remember one time soaping with a car window, and there was a guy sleeping in the car. I think to dissuade kids doing it, and we soaped the car up anyway. And but the big thing I did, I'll never forget, was like a year or two ago on Mischief Night.
When you were going to go out for Halloween again. How many times have you gone out for Halloween, John? That's that's for the kids now.
No, I did it up until my 36th birthday last year, ladies. But I did that trick where you get a bag of dog crap and light it on fire.
Oh my God,
so
John! You're brave. You're maniacal.
I had to follow around like 12 dogs, so I got a big giant brown paper bag filled with dog excrement, and I went over to my neighbor's house. I put kerosene on it, and I lit it on fire, and I knocked on his door, and I went and I hid in the bushes. Like, I'm going to get this guy because you can open the door and scream and step on it. Well, he opens the door, and it turns out the guy was a fecal file pyromaniac. Like, he was into it. And he was like, oh, look, a gift from the gods. This isn't Halloween, it's Christmas.
And did you make that up?
Yes.
You think you're hot shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, John.
That's my number two joke.
That's kind of a fun prank. I don't.
It's funny that you said that, though. A couple of times, as I got older, you can't go out in Halloween till you're too old, right?
Right.
Well, the day after is called All Saints Day, All Souls Day, and I went to Catholic school. And on the day after Thanksgiving, it was All Souls. Kids would come in dressed as their favorite saint. They would have a little contest for that because it was religious Catholic stuff. And I'm one of 7 kids, and my mom used to use my dad's old work clothes to make our saint clothes, and for my dad's job. And I used to go in, and they go, John, who are you supposed to be? And I'm like, Saint Cotman, patron saint of transmissions.
Cotman transmission. Okay. That was, Well, let's shift and ask you, what were you this year? Okay, when we played the fantastic Punchline, Philadelphia.
Now, you people, you were in the house watching the Monk Marathon on USA Network, but Wid and I performed at the Punchline in Philadelphia. It was a great time. It's a beautiful room. It's an A room, they call it, because there's Fonzie impersonators hanging out in the bathrooms. No, it's an A room because they have like national famous comedians there, like Broccoli Top and Bill Travelina. But we had to a show there that night and said, hey, everybody, wear your costumes because the comedians will be performing in costume. And so I don't know what you were supposed to be.
I was supposed to be nervous.
Oh, but I went there's a wrestler named Rowdy Roddy Piper.
I actually went as something I've never been before, John.
Can I say it?
Yeah. Sober?
No,
John. I went as a horse with no name.
Oh, that's right. He did. He had a horse costume, and it had a "Hello, my name is," but nothing on it. Sticker, right? But
I've been through the desert.
Oh, that's only 2 chords too. It's an E chord and an A. Anyway, but on the guitar. But so I went. I sent away for it on Amazon, and I got a red kilt, my black work boots, a big Scottish belt. It's a belt with a big buckle. A shirt that said Hot Rod, like Rowdy Roddy Piper, who passed away in 2016 at the age of 63.
Mm-hmm.
And a black leather motorcycle jacket I used to wear, and a wrestling belt that you lent me. It's obviously I was a wrestler. So I walked out, and I had my hair all combed down, and I don't look like I do now, like the guy from Phantasm.
Ladies and gentlemen, he looked fantastic, just like Rowdy Rodney Piper.
And so all the guys Roddy Piper's a beloved wrestler. And
he was in one of my favorite science fiction movies. He was in They Live.
Neat John Carpenter film. And, a bunch of girls in the audience thought I was Axl Rose because he wore a leather motorcycle jacket and a kilt. And, I had to groom myself because I was wearing my drawers underneath. But I was
That's why I bought these because it kind of goes with the kilt. It's actually a big pair of your granny's drawers. Okay, right over there.
Granny drawers. Look at them things.
Yeah,
giant underpants.
And a lot of people thought you were Axl Rose, but a lot of people thought that you were. Also a Catholic schoolgirl in uniform.
Oh yeah, so it looked
because
like
it was they didn't understand, and it was like
he's right. It's I did get a lot of comments. People thought it was nice, but I'll tell you what. Now I will be very diplomatic on it.
Right.
The one guy was on the show dressed as a deer, wasn't he? Right, Bavik, who's very funny.
Yeah.
But other people didn't get dressed up. Like, why don't you have some fun, right? And plus, if you bomb, it's the character bomb, not you. And you don't have to write new materials to your act. The host of the show, I won't even define who it was, and she's not a bad person, but she does crowd work, and it was like right to the, hey, did you name your vagina? What's the name of your breasts? Hey, you name your penis and testicles, and hey, you name that, and it kind of like. And, it's couples night there. And, like, right away and I'm not a Puritan. I curse. I say fanny or boobs.
Yeah, and I've named my penis.
What'd you name it?
Shorty.
And,
Shorty on the dance floor.
And then I had a fun time, a bit of a tight crowd. We were talking about it earlier. Like, sometimes shows have too many comedians on the show. And it could be the funniest guys in town. It's just, people get laughed out.
And I find the phenomena after doing this for such a long time that on holidays, people are expecting a little bit more, okay? And they are also, these are people that don't go out as much as people who are there on regular Saturday and Friday night. They're out for the holiday, okay?
Oh,
I've never had a good a show on a great show on a holiday.
You're right about that.
The worst one? Ask me the worst one, John.
What's the worst holiday to have a comedy
July
show?
4th.
Oh, definitely.
Because when you're in the middle of your act, you start hearing boom, boom, and people want to be outside doing that.
Wood has glasses on now, but he and I did a show in Allentown, Pennsylvania for Chris Carroll at Wisecrackers.
Uh-huh.
In the middle, you were the headliner, but I was the feature act. In the middle of my set, some guy got up off the table, walked over to the door in the Conoco, and there's a pool area, swimming pool outside. He lit an M80 and threw it out there in the middle of my set. My big joke, King Kong balls. I think he said ping pong balls. Boom! And the whole place shook. I'm like, what are you, idiots?
Well, I think that was revenge for some of the pranks that you used to pull at a pizza parlor. Remember?
It's one of my favorite stories.
He set up a time bomb at a pizza parlor, and
they deserved it.
You were actually working there, weren't you?
No, I wanted to order a pizza, and I put a cigarette through an M80. So as the cigarette burned down, it ignited the fuse, and boom, went off. So what you do is you do that. I put 2 on a window ledge in front of the pizza place. 2 of them, right? So we do that as you walk in.
Wait a minute, 2 M80s.
Yes. And they're 1960s.
That's a half a stick of dynamite.
Yes,
John.
right. So we do that. And it's a big window. It's like a 3-foot high wall with 10-foot glass window on each end. So as you do is you're walking, and this is before cameras are outside everywhere.
Yeah.
We put 2 on there, me and my 2 friends, and we go in and order the pizza. And we're sitting there for 10 minutes. There's no way in the world we could get blamed for it. Because we're in front of the guy. No one saw us go up, right?
You had the perfect alibi, John.
So we're sitting there, and the first one goes off. And the kid working behind the counter had a mesh T-shirt on and a Prince mustache, and it was freezing cold out. And he goes, "What the F was that?" And he runs out screaming, like, "What was that? What was that?" Because all the windows shook because the first M80 went off. Well, he runs outside. There was a drug rehab next door. Right, right, and a druggy couple came out. It was like those 1970s drugs, like smack or whack or toenail clippers.
The good old days.
Yeah, right. 714 ludes or something. Well, he runs outside.
The heck with that fentanyl.
Yes, he runs outside to see what the explosion was. This druggy couple who were out there because they're smoking circuit, drinking coffee.
That's what they do.
Well, they grabbed the pizza guy, and he grabs the pizza guy. The husband goes, "You prick." He goes, "I saw you throw that cherry bomb at me and my lady." Right? And he's going, "No, I didn't. No, I was making pizzas." He goes, "I saw you. You threw the cherry bomb at me and my lady." Right? And they're screaming, and we're inside. I'm at the counter. I'm 25 feet away inside. I'm dying. The water's tears. I couldn't stop laughing. Well, in the middle of their screaming, the second one goes off. The second M8 number 2 goes off right next to them. Right? And I see the couple screaming, going, "Ah!" And they run across the street, and they're pointing to the roof of this pizza place. And the kid goes running back in with his hands up like this. He's going, "Call 911, call 911." And he calls the cops, and I'm sitting there. We can't get blamed for it, right? And he's on the phone with the cop. He goes, and he says this. Somebody's on a roof with C4 explosive. They have a bent pipe dropping it down. So these two cops come in and he's going, look, officer. And he had red cardboard embedded in his mesh t-shirt from the explosion, right? And he's telling the cop, somebody's on a roof. Because I think he didn't say terrorism or something like that, but he said C4 explosive with something you see on the A-team, that clay mixture. And I never laughed so hard in my life.
John, that's worse than I actually imagined that something could happen like that. And that must have been that's quite a feather in your cap. And talking about feathers in caps, I'm telling everybody that I had a great time on Halloween. I think that it's a wonderful institution. It's getting a little shaky because of urban legends. Okay, but I saw these two young girls. They came in and I said. And they looked alike. And I said, are you two sisters? And they started laughing at me. And they said, we're not even Catholic. Okay.
Gott in Himmel.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another issue of that pop culture magazine, Kensil Culture. And right over here to say goodnight is Mr. John Kensil himself.
Hey, people, hit subscribe and share this, please. We've had extension plastic surgery to please you people. Right?
Yeah. You should have a brain lift.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.